The game of craps begins with a come-out roll, and during that come-out roll, players will usually bet on the pass line or the don't pass line. These are the simplest and most common wagers in the game of craps. In this video, I will cover the basics of the pass line, the don't pass line, the come, and the don't come bets. Hi, my name is Joe, and this is my Craps Master journey. 90% of all players bet on the pass line. It's a self-service contract bet, meaning that you can make the bet yourself without the dealer's help. But once you make it, you cannot turn it off, take it off, or reduce its wager in any way until the 7 is rolled or the point number is repeated. You can, however, increase the value of the bet by placing odds onto it, which I'll explain later in the video. When you place a bet on a pass line, you are considered to be betting the right way. This would make you a light side player and basically means that you're betting with the dice, that you're hoping that the shooter will roll the point before they roll the 7 in order to win the bet. By the way, craps players usually call the 7 Big Red, because it's considered by many players that if you use the word 7 at the table, it is a bad omen. The use of the word is taboo, so I would not advise using it. The pass line is the long curved section on the table, usually closest in proximity to where the players stand on both the left and right sides. If you win this bet, you'll be paid even money. You need to bet at the very least a table minimum and no more than a table maximum when you wager a bet on the pass line. Also, in order to be the shooter, you're required to have a bet on either the pass or the don't pass line. Like I mentioned before, the game of craps will begin with a come-out roll. You can tell that the game is in a come-out roll because the puck is in the off position. It's the only time you're allowed to place a base pass line wager. If the shooter rolls a 7 or 11, you will win whatever you wagered on the pass line, even money. So for example, if you bet 1 unit on a $5 table and you win on the pass line bet, you will win an even $5. If the shooter rolls craps numbers 2, 3, or 12, you will lose your pass line bet. And if they roll 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, or 10, that number will become the point. Once the point is established, the shooter will have to roll the point a second time in order to win the bet, or roll a 7 to lose the bet. No other roll matters in deciding this bet. If you bet on the pass line, you need to be aware that the 7 is the most probable number to roll out in comparison to all the others. This means that you are at an advantage during the come-out roll because the 7 pays you, and that you are at a disadvantage after the come-out roll because the 7 loses your bet. The house has a 1.414% edge of winning when you bet on a pass line, which is the second lowest advantage they have in the game of craps. This means over time between your pass line wins and losses, you'll lose 7 cents to the house for every $5 that you bet. So after 100 pass line bets, the house is expected to make $7 off of you. Now that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but from the casino's perspective, each table can have up to 12 players on it at a time. And if they each lost a $5 pass line bet, on average the casino would win $84 for just that bet alone after those 100 pass line opportunities. Remember, most players bet more than just the pass line, and those bets carry a much higher house edge. The only difference between a pass line bet and a come bet is that the come bet can be made any time after the point has been established. Other than that, it behaves very much like the pass line bet. It is tied to the table minimums and maximums. It has the same house edge. It also wins and loses according to the same rules. As far as the come bet is concerned, many players use the come bet as an insurance against 7 out. Come bet will pay you even money if the 7 comes out, while the pass line bet will lose. If there's a come bet placed on a number during a come out roll, that bet will always be on and you'll lose it if the 7 is rolled. The odds on that same come bet is usually turned off, so the dealer would return the odds money to you and they would take the come bet away. The player can instruct the dealer to keep the odds on during the come out. Odds can be placed on the pass line once the point has been established. It can also be placed on the come bet once the come bet has been placed onto a number. These odds are called free odds because the house edge is 0% when you lay them. If the point is a 4 or 10, you will win even money for the pass line bet and $2 for every $1 you bet in odds if the shooter rolls the point number again. Likewise, if the point is a 5 or 9, you will win even money for the pass line bet, and $3 for every $2 that you bet in odds if the shooter rolls the point number again. Finally, if the point is a 6 or 8, you will win even money for the pass line bet, and you will also win $6 for every $5 that you place in odds if the shooter rolls the point again. Many casinos offer 3, 4, 5 times odds, meaning that you can make an odds bet of 3 times the original bet on a 4 or 10, 4 times on the 5 or 9, and 5 times on the 6 or 8. For example, at 3 times odds, $15 on the 4 or 10 pays $30. That's paying out 2 to 1. At 4 times odds, the 5 or 9 pays $30, and that's paying out 3 to 2. And finally, at 5 times odds, $25 on the 6 or 8 pays $30. That's paying out 6 to 5. To demonstrate how the pass line and the come bets work, we're going to play a little game called 3-Point Molly. We'll place a $5 bet on the pass line. And we got 2 dice on the tray. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a come out bet, $5. Our point is going to be 8. So it's the 5, 3, 8. Then we'll place a $5 bet in the come region or section. And we have a 4, 2, 6. 4, 2, 6. That means that our come bet will travel up to the 6. And we're going to make one more come bet so we can have 3 points established, and that's where the 3-Point Molly comes from. And we have a 6 to 8. That is our point. This will travel, our puck will come off, and our pass line will get paid $5. Coming out on our roll again, we have a 5, 3, 8 again. Okay, so that's going to come over here. That'll turn our puck on. That'll be our new point. Again, remember that our come bets are always working. So that $5, or that come bet won $5. So we're going to win 5 there, and we'll take that bet off, and we'll actually put that back into the come because it's going to travel up. So whenever the come bet hits, it comes off the table, and we go with a new come bet again to get that 3rd point. That's a 4, 1, 5. This will travel up to the 5. That's our 3rd point. And we have a 3, 1, 4. That does nothing. We have no come bet. There is nothing up there, so that is nothing. We have a 3, 2, 5. 3, 2, 5 is going to pay out $5 there. So we're going to put $5 back into our come bet. And we have a 5, 1, 6. 5, 1, 6 will travel up here. This one will get paid, it'll come off, we'll go again back into the come. And we have a 6, 3, 9. This travels up to the 9. We now have our 3rd point established again. And 6, 3, 9 again, that worked out nice. So that's going to pay. And we have a 6, 2, 8. So this is going to travel up to here. Point, or the puck comes off. We win on the pass line again. That's $5. So this is a come out roll again. And we have a 6, 6, 12. That's going to lose on the pass line. Because remember the 2, the 3, and the 12 do lose on the pass line. Still coming out. We have a 6, 3, 9. So that means our point is going to be 9. And that's our 3rd point again. So 1, 2, 3. We'll continue the roll assault till the 7 hits. Which obviously, like I said, is a taboo word. So that's a 5. That does nothing. 4, 1, 5. We have a 6, 4, 10. Nothing. We have a 6, 6, 12. Nothing. And there's our 7. 5, 2, 7 out. So on this, our puck will come off, and we will lose all 3 of these bets. And that is how the pass line and the come line bets work. The don't pass and the don't come have many of the same attributes as the pass line and the come bets. Yet, they are complete opposites. When you bet on the don'ts, you're considered to be betting the wrong way or playing against the dark side, which means you're playing against the shooter and hoping that the 7 is rolled before the point. This doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong though, since the don't pass and the don't come have the lowest house edge in the game of craps at 1.36%. This means you are expected to lose 6.8 cents for every $5 that you bet, or $6.80 for every 100 don't bets that you make. The don't pass section is located right next to the pass line section on the craps table. The don't come box is usually located adjacent to the 4 or 10. So if you commonly bet on the don'ts, the dealer will probably request that you stand at or near the end of the table so you are close to the don't come box, making it easier for the dealer to keep track of your bets and pay you out. Similar to the pass and come bets, both the don't pass and the don't come bets are self-service bets. You don't need the help from the dealer to place the bet. You must have at least a minimum a don't pass bet in order to retain the roll. You can place odds onto the don't pass once the point has been established, or once the don't come travels. Both bets win even money if you win, and the don't pass can only be wagered during the come out roll, while the don't come can only be wagered after a point has been established. They are different from the pass line and come bets in that they are not contract bets, meaning that you can reduce or take them quickly off if that's what you want to do. The only exception lies when you are the shooter and you are required to have a minimum don't pass bet to shoot. The odds you place on them are still considered free odds, but they pay out differently than the light side options. I will cover this in a little bit. Both don't bets win on a come out roll of a 2 or 3. They lose if a shooter rolls a 7 or 11 on the come out and is barred when the 12 rolls, meaning you don't win or lose, you just get your money back. All other numbers become the point. Once the point is established, your don't bets win only when the 7 rolls, and will lose only when the number that is on is rolled. For example, if the point is 8 and the shooter rolls an 8 again, the don't pass will lose, but it'll win if the 7 is rolled before the 8. If you have a don't come established on a 9, the only number that'll make you lose the bet is if the shooter rolls the 9 again. Betting on the don't pass puts you at a slight disadvantage during the come out, since the 7 is the most probable number to roll. But once the point has been established, the don't pass has the edge. Odds on the don't pass and the don't come pay out differently than the pass and the come bets. For example, if the point of 4 or 10 is rolled, you will win even money on the don't pass and the don't come base bets, and $1 for every $2 you bet in odds if the shooter rolls a 7 before that number. If the point is a 5 or 9, you will win even money on the don't pass and don't come base bets, and $2 for every $3 that you wager in odds if the shooter rolls a 7 before rolling that number. If the point is 6 or 8, you will win even money on both the don't pass and don't come base bets, and $5 for every $6 that you wager in odds if the shooter rolls a 7 before rolling that number. Remember, since you are betting the dark side, many other players will look down on you because you are betting against the shooter. Don't let that bother you. These looks can be minimized if you minimize your cheers when the 7 rolls. Silently collect your money and know that you won when they didn't.